Yeah, let's just be 100% honest, you probably haven't heard that since Space Jam, but it did seem oddly appropriate here. That clip was put in to not only show a pretty cool play I made while using Rumble, but also included because I recently got my hands on a copy of Adobe After Effects and have been playing around with making a montage. The montage will feature clips edited in a similar fashion, so if you did like it, please stay tuned for more. Let me know in the comments below if you found that entertaining, you like it, you want to see more, and if you don't, I'm sorry, I'm going to put it out anyways. It could take me a little while. I do have some things coming up here in the next few weeks, but I do plan on getting that out. But yeah, please give me some feedback on that, whether you liked it or not. I find it a lot more entertaining than watching the standard UI. Alright, so let's get right into this commentary. My name is Veruda, and I'm going to be playing Rumble the Mechanized Menace. Let's also get right to the standard questions. I am playing a tanky build running 9-21-0 on my masteries with red magic pin, yellow dodge, blue ability cooldown per level, and flat health quints on my runes, and I do this for a large early game boost with the health advantage. I build him for survivability first, and then into the AP approach, but we'll get into that in just a little bit. So, what do I think about Rumble? I think he's fantastic. I think he's actually a really strong champion. I'm afraid he's going to get the nerf bat. He dishes out a lot of damage, especially after Riot went ahead and said they would like to nerf tanky DPS and they released a champion like this. It's kind of sending mixed signals, but I'm okay with it for now. I'm enjoying the ride. He's so good in the laning phase. Freak was spot on, and during that champion spotlight, if you did get a chance to watch that, he does need to bully opponents in the lane. He needs to push them away from the experience. He needs to harass without any sort of repercussion. Now, the reason he can harass so well is because he isn't based off mana. He's got the heat, and what seems to be his biggest downfall would be that he gets silenced after overheating, but at the same time, because of the fact that he hits so hard with his melees early game, when you do overheat, it may be one of his biggest benefits. So here you see Nocturne's trying to gank me, they go ahead and exhaust me, I flash, I get feared, I push myself into the danger zone using my flame jets, and I get away using that 30% extra speed and health because of my W. Kassadin takes a little bit more damage from the creeps and he overextends. I am in the danger zone, so if I get one more flame jet, it's going to do extra damage, and I walk up and I get the kill in the bush, so that's one kill for me. I level up my Harpoon, which is my E skill. I get a slow on Nocturne, get in the bush, shield myself, flame jet on him, start meleeing. I'm in the danger zone, but I realize he can fear me, I turn on the flame jets, get another shield, and I get another kill. So there's an example of two people trying to gank him, and he's just fantastically sturdy if you can time your heat. Now, it's different than energy. It doesn't just regen. You gotta cool your jets. Now, it would seem that that's actually a huge drawback because it does get silenced, but, I mean, there are going to be times when you want to spam yourself up to 100%, so see here I activate my flame jets because it does more damage in the danger zone, but then I auto-attack him for a large amount with that bonus AP ratio. Here I am top lane, Kassadin's on his tower, I am past 6, so I do have my ultimate, which is also a great initiator, and he tanks towers like it's a joke. You can sit there and spam your W on those blasts coming at you, not a big deal. Here's Ezreal coming out of the bush right after I gank Kassadin, and he's a little aggressive on me, so I'm going to go ahead and return the favor. I pop shield to tank the tower hits, and I sit right in front of his ultimate, and if I would have been pro, I would have flashed past him and continued on working on him, but instead I wasted it late in forgetting that you can no longer get away from projectiles. I use my flash anyways. Here we go, Trundle and I are working on Kassadin. I drop down my ultimate, he puts down a wall, we are on top of Kassadin, I use my ignite, I shield, I am overheated, so I'm just trying to get some melee punches in here. I got one on him, and I get the second. Maybe Trundle's trying not to KS, I'm not really sure what he was doing. It looked like he canceled his attack animation twice there, but, he's great at tower diving. He's fantastic early, and he's fantastic mid-game, and he's fantastic late-game. And his strengths get stronger and stronger with items. He's one of those few champions that I really feel doesn't really have a lacking phase. So here we go, we're on Alistar. Trundle puts on the nice wall for me. I do have a Harpoon slow on him. I keep flame jets, and I overheat into 100, trying to do a little bit more damage, just because I needed that flame jet damage, and we do get the kill on Alistar. So here Trundle and I are trying to initiate on Ezreal. Ezreal flashes past Trundle's wall. Alistar knocks me away. Alistar does get slowed through Trundle's sludge there, and I try to ult onto Ezreal thinking he's going to come back into the encounter, and instead he runs away. Alistar ghosts, and we both turn on Ezreal. We go ahead and burn him down very quickly. You can see TF is porting in here trying to help out. I thought Alistar was going to knock us up, and I thought I was going to be in danger there, but instead he tries to knock back Trundle, so I did waste the flash there, but that's alright. Here Shin and I are pressing top lane against a Kassadin by himself, and I did finish my Sunfire Cape, but now I do believe that is the most staple item on this champion, and I'll get into that in just a second. I have a little bit of action here to narrate. And here we go, I do find Nocturne in the bush, I drop my ultimate, I get my Flamethrower going before he fears me, so I'm still doing some damage. My Sunfire Cape plus the ultimate plus the Flamethrower is doing plenty of damage to Nocturne. He heads back towards the tower like it's going to protect him. I just walk over him with the Flamethrower running, and it goes and gives me the kill. Now, as I was saying, the Sunfire Cape is probably the most staple item on this champion no matter what kind of team you're facing. You could be facing all casters, and I would still say you probably need to go ahead and grab the Sunfire. Now, there's two reasons for it. The first one is that the Sunfire provides you some extra health, and that's obviously going to be good against anybody. But the other thing is you're going to say, I'm wasting the armor. The armor's not a big deal. Well, Sunfire isn't just there for the armor. Sunfire is there to give tanks some sort of sustainable damage when they're in the middle of these team fights. Now, Rumble is a perfect example of somebody that needs some sustainable damage during a team fight when he overheats. He does punch, and he punches rather hard when he does overheat. But the problem is when you've got that flamethrower running, and you're overheated and you're punching, you can't really do much else. And if you have to be up in their face anyways, you may as well be emitting that damage the entire time. So here I am chasing Ezreal out of the team fight. I was thinking I'm 8-1, I'm pretty hot shit, I can go ahead and take this carry out. I'm going to chase past a couple towers. I'm Rumble, fuck it, I'm Rumble. If you guys have ever seen the Honey Badger video, I'll actually put a link to that below in the description. Check that out, give that a like, it's amazing. I am the Honey Badger when I play this champion. Ezreal came back for who knows what reason, and I overheat, plus the punching, plus the Sunfire went ahead and gave me another kill. My ult was up in 1 second, and I was thinking maybe Shin was going to taunt over the wall here and I'd be fine, and I get the ult down, but no, actually, after reviewing the footage, he tried to get over to me using that, and couldn't actually save me with it. There we did see a gold card on top of my ultimate, and Ezreal did dive to it, and at this point I do want to talk about different directions you can actually build a tanky Rumble. Alright, so if you played Rumble quite a few times and you think you've got that delicate balance down between 50 and 100 on that danger zone to maximize its ability potential, I highly suggest after you pick up that Sunfire Cape to pick up a Sheen. Now my logic behind this is that he's very spammy, he casts abilities all the time, so it's going to be proccing that. He's got a fairly high base damage, and really early game, especially like I was saying earlier, when you overheat and you do it on purpose, you can really wreck some shit. The nice part about this is that it actually will build into a Lich Bane later, so it does work well with all the AP you should be stacking. But I feel that you could delay the purchase of the Rylays if you're playing well, and go for the Sheen to just give yourself that early game boost. Now, I do think Rylays is probably the second most staple item on Rumble. I feel that the slow, especially using his Q and slowing people, is just awesome. I feel that's just great. You can go in the middle of 3 or 4 people and just slow them all. But at the same time, I've been playing around with the Sheen, and I have only had positive results. Here I go for Nocturne on top of the tower. I use my Equalizer, my ultimate right there as no escape, and there's nothing he could do. Poppy starts chasing Shin and I back through the woods, and it looks like I can just sit there and cast harpoons on him and slow him the entire time. And I'm going to go ahead and turn back on him and do a little bit of damage. I'm trying to keep in the danger zone, but I don't want to blow everything in case shit goes down here. We do have a wall put up by Trundle. There's not a whole lot I can do to get around it till it goes down, so I do a little flamethrower over the wall. I overheat, but I start building my steam back up as I'm coming around the corner. Looks like Alistar might get away. Nope, I'm going to get a flamethrower and a harpoon. Oh, the harpoon didn't even get the kill. As we turn our attention back towards the river, Trundle is still fighting Kassadin. Kassadin tries to rift walk on top of him, and I'm not sure if he was exhausted before he rift walked there. Really, I don't know. I'm not sure who cast it. But if that kept him alive, that was pretty clutch timing. Here I was ready to base, but TF and Brand decided they need to stay in on top of Brand and Alistar. He gets flashed on, he gets knocked back, I blow my ultimate, I blow my flamethrower, and I am just working down everybody inside of my ultimate as they try to run straight down it. I'm not going to get to Nocturne because Poppy knocks me away. Shin ults on top of me, I turn back towards Ezreal thinking I might get a kill here. Nocturne ults, it looked like he might come back at us, I'm not sure where he really went. Poppy ults on top of me, Ezreal ults hits me, and I am going to go ahead and go down. It was a pub game, so, you know, I can't bash on him too much. We didn't really have any communication. But it's one of those deals, should I have let them die? Maybe. We probably had the game at this point. I was 15-4. It's one of those deals. You try just because it would look awesome if you saved him right. So here, Alistar, Ezreal, and Poppy are middle. I flash, I blow my ultimate. I do have the Rylai, so I am slowing like crazy. Alistar just stays in the middle of my ultimate, and I am working him down, and I'm working Ezreal down, slowing the two of them running down the lane. I stay on top of Ezreal because in case he gets away, I could easily turn towards Alistar. Flamethrower and Sunfire plus a few punches does kill Ezreal. I get a harpoon on top of Alistar, and Alistar is just going to continue running away, and I don't think I'm going to be able to catch him. I ignite him here in case he comes back towards us, just to seal the deal. Kassadin comes over the wall like an idiot, and we burn him down very quickly, and we turn our attention back towards the tower. So 17-4-6 at 22 minutes. It's a pretty strong game. We've pretty much sealed the deal, but this character does steamroll. As you can see, once I picked up the Rylays, that did allow me to have some extra crowd control with my other abilities. Nocturne tries to come in here, and we just push him away like it's nothing, and I keep working on this inhibitor. Once the inhibitor was down, it was probably time for us to base, but instead we stayed like idiots. This is where I want to say there might be an approach of burnout on this champion. The only time I fear that this champion loses steam, no pun intended, is at the very end of a game. So here, again, another one of those situations, maybe I shouldn't have gone back. I blow my ultimate right on top of everybody. Ezreal stands in the middle of it, gets gold carded, he's taking plenty of damage. Alistar is getting away. Looks like Trundle's going to chase after Ezreal, and spoiler alert, he didn't catch him. It was pretty depressing. Poppy did die to Shin, though, so that's one good trade. Here, I blow my ultimate thinking Poppy's going to push through me, and she'd have to walk all the way back through it, but instead, Alistar shows up, pushes me away, and Poppy runs away. Alistar knocks us up, Poppy knocks me away, and it looks like we're just chasing all day long and just getting kited. Ezreal shows up to the bottom right. I'm going to go ahead and chase after that. I'm greedy for carries. If I'm playing a tanky champion like this, I just love melting those carries. Someone did point out that Freak uses the word melt quite a lot when he was playing or doing his champion spotlight of Rumble, and it's just so true. He does melt champions. You just get close and just work people down. Here I was flamethrowing 3 of them. I go ahead and punch Alistar to death. Nocturne jumps in because he thinks he wants to play. I keep using my flamethrower and working everybody down. It's stupid. As you can see here, I blow the flamethrower, I go ahead and kill Nocturne, I start working on Ezreal, I get a harpoon, kill him, and I was thinking I'm going to go ahead and grab this Kassadin. There's nothing he can do. We've got this lane push all the way up to this tower, I'm safe. And then I walk up here and I realize, oh shit, we didn't kill the tower, so I'm an idiot. Situational awareness, I was not paying attention. So we did bait the Baron fight, and looked like Kassadin was going to get worked down very quickly till the rest of his team showed up. I ult right down the middle of that lane. Trundle puts up a wall, and I'm not going to say there's a lot of champions that synergize perfectly with this guy. He works well with a lot of teams, but when you've got a Nivea or Trundle or someone that can wall off these alleys when you blow your ult perfectly, it's just going to wreck team fights. Kassadin came back over the wall, trying to get a little extra damage on us. He rift walks over. I was ready for it. I flash. I chase. I put up my shield and I flamethrower. Poppy chases after me, flashing over the wall, and Brand joins as well. We get the kill on Kassadin. We get the kill on Poppy, and that gives us the surrender. I ended up 26, 8, and 9, not too shabby for a mage-type tank. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed it, please click the like button. If you'd like to see more videos, please subscribe. This is Veruda, and hopefully I'll see you out there. Thanks, guys.